Hello, here I am yet again on this Saturday, but there's a good reason for it. I just couldn't pass up passing along to you some information that I think you'll just find very fun and exciting. So this is Randy Kirk. Please like if you think that the content was worthy. Please subscribe if you'd like to get more like it, and hit the notify if you'd like to get. I've got a lot of good stuff coming up in the next couple of weeks. Well, all the time, of course, but in the next couple of weeks, all around the Investor Day. And then Patreon, good, solid new involvement the last couple of days. And we'd like to get some more before we start really getting into figuring out the future. Well, that's kind of the topic for today. The topic for today is that connecting the dots, and I have decided that we're kind of kindred spirits. He sent me or maybe I sent him a message first, and then he responded to it. I can't remember, but after his first of a series of 3 videos that he's doing on what he calls the model, well, he doesn't call it even Model 3 Tau. He calls it Tau. Well, anyway, I don't want to give it away. You need to watch the video because it's fun how he develops it. But there are names for the $25,000 car. People have been talking about various names that it might end up being. And he comes up with a pretty cool idea of what that might be. He also comes up with maybe a new name for the Model 3 the way it sits today, or maybe not. But what he's done is his program, his YouTube channel is all about connecting the dots. He listens carefully to what Elon Musk says. He listens carefully to what other people in the organization say. He reads everything he can get his hands on. He looks at what's happening with videos that people are doing outside the various plants. And then he starts to make deductions. And from these, and he's I have a background in manufacturing. Mine is plastics manufacturing, but this fellow who prefers not to use his real name, and probably because of this, the fact I'm going to mention here, he has a huge background in manufacturing, in plant layout. He goes into it. He gives you a little description of what it is that he does for a living. And I suspect that he might be doing it for a company that maybe they wouldn't like the idea that he's doing these videos. Maybe he works for Tesla. I don't know. But whatever it is, he has put together this analysis that's based not on just pure speculation, but rather on connecting the dots. And this is what I do. And if you're around tomorrow, there will be a very long video, well, an hour or so tomorrow, with Dr. John Gibbs and with Scott Walker. I'm sorry, I keep doing that, Scott Walter. And we'll be talking about robots. And so on the one hand, connecting the dots thinks that there's going to be a fairly significant announcement on Investor Day about this new $25,000 car, and that it will be something that's going to happen almost immediately. In other words, this is not something that's going to roll out months from now. And he put a notice in Twitter, so I'm not giving anything away here, but he said, look, there's all kinds of the castings piling up at Fremont, even as the plant is being changed over. Well, why would they have those parts piling up outside? Well, they're making them as fast as they can, because at some point they're going to switch over to making the other castings that will be needed for this new car. That is part of his theory. But again, to get the whole story, you need to go to Connecting the Dots and get the connected and watch both videos. They're both about an hour or so long, but they're well worth it. It's so interesting, all the research that he's done. So in a similar way, I'm connecting the dots on this robot thing, and I'm saying the robots are coming way sooner than anybody else is talking about. And I want you to remember that. I want you to remember where you heard it first. I want you to go ahead and do a search anywhere you want to right now and see if anybody else thinks the robots will be deployed in any quantity this year in Tesla factories. I think it might be as many as 1,000 this year. We'll talk about that tomorrow in the video. I think that we might be looking at a complete line, pilot line, by 2024, starting to make, ramping up to 1,000 a week. Nobody else thinks it's going to happen that fast. And I might be out of my mind, but I can't figure out why not. And that's why I had John Gibbs and Scott Walter come on my program to disabuse me of my idiocy or my wild and crazy speculation. So watch that video, watch these 2 videos from Connecting the Dots. And that's basically why I did the video today. It was basically to tell you, to promote another video, because I wouldn't want you to miss this. This is something really worthwhile watching. I think you'll agree with me. Oh, interestingly, there's a 3rd part to this, and I guess it could come out before Wednesday. But it looks to me like, based on how long it's taken to do the other ones, it may not come out before Wednesday. I might have to join his Patreon just so I can get it early. But if it doesn't come out before Wednesday, then some of his prognostication won't be provable one way or the other. But a lot of it will be, even on these first 2. If the announcements go anywhere close to what he's talking about, he will be able to, wave the flag and say, you heard it from me first. So I hope this has been interesting. I hope you go watch those videos. I hope you come in tomorrow. Hit the notify, go ahead and hit the notify bell so that you can be notified when that comes out tomorrow. I think it'll be about 12:30 Pacific time. It might be earlier. But anyway, I think you're going to enjoy that show as well. So this has been Randy Kirk. And yeah, you know what? It's been great talking to you.